guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the Piper Arrow 3 by V-Flight Air. Now, a few years ago, the Piper 3 by Just Flight was my favorite aircraft of all time. With that said, my favorite aircraft is always a moving target. And anyway, in X-Plane 12, I was not able to get the Just Flight version, but V-Flight L has a version that I have flown. It was just that I had flown the Just Flight L version so much that I had become more accustomed to it. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So let's take a look at this bird. Yeah, so the modeling is pardon it flickering. I don't know if my video card is loose or going out, but I see that from time to time, then it clears up. Anyway, the aircraft is modeled pretty good, and I'm not one that really pay a lot of attention to modeling on the outside. I know some people will come in and they go, "Oh yeah, look at that! That's so cool!" Right here, where the grease has gotten on the fuselage. Um, I to be honest with you, if I wasn't making this video, I doubt I would even look this close. But yeah, um, this guy is really looks nice. Um, so for those of you who do want to see what it really looked like, let's see if we can't just flip it around. Got the tie down hooks here. Yeah, so um, if I were to put the modeling on a grade, then I would have to give this guy an extremely high grade for modeling. I mean, be honest with you, at least for the outside, I cannot see a flaw. Hey, look at the pilot. That looked just like me, right? Okay. I only wish I looked that young or that good. But anyway, um, yeah. So yeah. Look at that beacon. That's a big beacon. All right. Should be able to see that from Mars. Just kidding. Anyway, let's get in the aircraft and let's see. I wonder if this door will open. Actually, on the Piper, I think you climb in on this side, and so I don't see any click spots here. Old trick that I try sometime. View, show click regions. So I do have a click region here, and yeah, so I can put luggage in. See if I see any more click regions out here. See, and maybe on the fuselage here. Nope. I mean on the column. Um, nope. Okay, so let's look at let's pull up the menu right quick. So for a tail number, I think I am just gonna use what let's see what they have. Come on, 1927 hotel, and if they had that on the inside, that would be helpful. But I don't think they do. Okay, but I can scroll through liveries this way. Um, let's see. Yep. So yeah, I can change liveries, but the livery that I chose on the outside of Explain to load up was this 1972 hotel, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so the cargo door on the left side of the aircraft, I'm sorry, on the right side of the aircraft is what I opened. And let's say I can open the door. Okay, so yeah, um, so this door can be opened, and you can see all the click regions in green in there. We'll take a look at those in a minute. All right, so I can tow the aircraft. Let's see, how do you tow it? Let's get back here. Oh, wow. I mean, I get to ride into it. All right, so I have to release the parking brake. Let's go ahead and do that. Play around with this for a minute. So by default, I think the letter V on the keyboard releases the parking brake, and it does. And now, okay, so I got P for park. I got low gear, high gear, low gear, and the brakes work. Let's see, how do you steer? Okay, so, oh, okay, I have to use the tiller here, I guess. Yeah, there we go. All right, so if I wonder if I could change my perspective. Well, I guess I could kind of steer this way. But yeah, this is really good for those of us who pull into the ramp and actually want to park the aircraft correctly. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit park here. And just, I can confirm that reverse works, and you can see that I'm pretty hard on the brakes. All right, anyway, enough of that. All right, so release the tow and set the brake, and let's do that. Okay, brake is set. So with this aircraft, and the reason I'm kind of playing around with this, because this is the X-Plane 12 version of the aircraft. So so yeah, this is not the X-Plane 11 version. Of course, they do have an X-Plane 11 version. All right, anyway, without further ado, let's continue here. Let's bring that menu back up. One thing that I thought was pretty cool, it was that I could get rid of the glass and go strictly analog if I wanted to, which, to be honest with you, for my eyes and the size of glass, I prefer analog. But yeah, I had actually planned to do this flight with glass. I tell you what, I'm gonna do it with analog, and the reason why is because I haven't flown this aircraft with the glass yet, and I know some of you guys like to watch videos where the pilot is extremely familiar with the program, with the plane, the aircraft. And for me, I am not anyway. But I do this for fun, and I don't want to make it work because I don't make any money doing it. Let's see. Even though my channel is, I didn't know I popped that out. Even though my channel is monetized, I don't have enough views to actually make any money. All right, but so it's all for fun. All right, so how did I pop that out? Okay, that's that one, and I think that was the glass one that I must have popped out. Yep. And then when I switched to analog, pop it back out. When I switched to analog, then I didn't pop it back in. So, okay, so I had to figure that out. All right, so I can reset this to cold, dark, and healthy. I can pull up a checklist, which I always think checklists are really cool. even though I actually don't always use them. Okay, but since I got it, then I am going to use it. All right, and okay, so I can remove and install ground equipment. Let's see, let's pop out and let's get rid of the chat list for right now because we are still kind of discovering things together. So I just removed ground equipment, installed, so that put my chocks in. I noticed it didn't put, oh yeah, it did put my cowling covers on and all that good stuff. All right, so yeah, let's see if I got a pitot. I don't have a pitot tube cover that I see, but that's okay. Of course, we always know to check pitot tube when we walk around the aircraft. Okay, so yeah. All right, so enough of this. Well, I can do weight. So the options are pretty limited, but it's enough to do what you want to do. What I don't see is a way to change this from pounds to kilograms for those of you who are on the other side of the pond. Let's see. Yep, don't see a way to do that. So, and I know there are a lot of you guys on the other side of the pond, so maybe V-Flight Air will add that conversion in the future. And I got to be careful when I say V-Flight Air because I know there was a video that I did and I think it was V-Sky Air, and during the whole video I called it V-Flight Air or vice versa. Anyway, so yeah, so right now it's gonna be me and you. All right, so let's put you in. Most people weigh about a couple hundred pounds, and I got a half a tank of fuel on both sides for what is that, 37 gallons, and I've got 60 pounds of luggage. Let's get all our luggage out. We're not really carrying luggage, but most pilots in these little aircraft will have at least 10 or 15 pounds of something on it. So yeah, we add 10 there. And with these little small aircraft, you almost got to account for every pound. All right. Hide glass interior. Hide interior glass. Let's see, so I think that means that I need to be in the aircraft. I didn't set up any X camera views. I think I set up one view, and that was the pilot view, but it's not working right now. So we'll get in this way. All right, so yeah, I can tell there's no glass because, boy, that looks too clean. So I'm gonna turn this back on. That's more my style. Okay, hide passengers. Oh man, I said it was you. So maybe got your sister with me. I would say wife, but some of you guys may not like that. But then again, some of you might be, yeah, take her. Give me a break. All right, so anyway, I can turn the passengers on and off, and that does not affect my weight and balance, just the view. So those of you who might be losing a frame or half a frame with the passengers in can actually turn them off. Let's see, where's that passenger? Okay. Hide on-screen warnings, and I'm gonna keep that off so we'll get our warnings. And ground equipment, of course, that's the same as this. Yep, so we've seen that, and then we've got the Avitab tablet on the yoke. So yeah, I can actually hide that and use shake effects. Now I am running what is it called, XP Realistic, so I'm assuming that that kind of work with XP Realistic. Maybe it doesn't, I don't really know, but I'm assuming it does. Okay, all right, now this version with the glass, let me just go back here. So they actually got two versions of this. This is I think this is the G5 version, and they got an E1000 version. Let me just show you that one right quick. First, let me get rid of the clicks regions, and I'll show you the other version with the other panel. So this is the Evolution panel here, and it's a little different. You can see this is a one piece, and you know, you get a menu button, and so if I didn't mean to click there, you have to click the soft keys here, and you know, I can change my barometer from inches to, let's see, edit value. Anyway, that's not going the way I hoped it would go. See, enable, yeah, see page. Okay, I think I would need to turn the some stuff on, but anyway, suffice it to say that that I do have the two different glass panels. In fact, this is my first time really looking at the Evolution, the Evolution 1000. That's what the E stand for, and so I'm actually liking what I'm seeing. Don't really know how to use it. Let's see. Let's put this in. Now, if I turn that, okay, there we go. Now we in millibars or Q and H. All right. So I like inches of mercury, so that's where I'm going. And speeds, enable and disable. I suspect that may work with the autopilot, and auto course enable. TPS, what is that? Not really sure. So I guess it shows that I have not looked at the manual, but I am really familiar with the overall with the Piper 3, just not with this avionics panel. All right, so I'm gonna pull this back up and make sure I can go back to analog, and there we go. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the G5, and I'm back in the G5. One thing I did notice is that the panel in the Evolution looks a little brighter, but I had planned to do the G5, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so you know, this is the way I changed the barrel and everything. So when I set up my quick looks, then I'm probably gonna need to set a quick look up so I can zoom in at a glance so I can see stuff. These are eyes of mine, ain't like yours. You know, you guys are young, and young I am not anymore. All right, and so let's get this show on the road. So I do have the Avitab on. What I got here? I saw something jump up, not sure what it was. I think it was a warning. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, back with the V-Flight Air avionics, and yeah, if I sound a little discombobulated. I just took a phone call and I'm trying to recall where I was at before the phone call. Anyway, let's make sure all of this is working. It is good to go there. The key is my mags were hot. That's one thing to be careful of in real life is see how how the max is hot. So, you know, getting too close to a propeller and spinning it could cause it to start up. So yeah, just be careful about that. All right, so now, so adjust back. Okay, so I'm getting a warning that tell me that I need to adjust the barometer setting, and that's what that's about. So I don't like that, so I actually am going to turn that off. That's nice to have, but I don't want it. Hide on spring warnings. Okay, so I'm turning the hide on. That's kind of like a double negative, isn't it? Okay, so ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Technically that means that I have money. All right, double negative. All right, so maneuvering speed is 118 knots, and I've got all kinds of good information and placards here. In fact, the sun visor has some really good, well, I ain't gonna say really good information, but it's got some information. And it's talks about the best economy. So 55% power, mixture EGT. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've went through these tables, and we are probably going to be somewhere around 3,000. I'm sorry, around 6,000 or 7,000 feet, and it's probably going to be around 28 degrees. So I guess that would take some interpolation, and I'm 28 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, Celsius is what I'm thinking. So that will put us way over here. I think. See, I say temperature. No, this table goes down, and it's not a complete table. Anyway, I'm gonna set my power to where I like it. Like I said, I've flown this aircraft before, and the EGT don't have a green mark, but I usually keep the EGT somewhere up in here for whatever it's worth. Okay. And the flight today is from Hickory, North Carolina to Asheville, North Carolina. It's a short flight, and it shouldn't take very much airtime. Hopefully this will give us an opportunity to get familiar with this aircraft or reacquainted with it. All right, so where's my oil pressure gauge? Because when I start it up, that's one of the first things that I want to take note of. And I really should have set up some real suction is here. Co-pilot altimeter and vertical speed altimeter. This is EGT. Okay, here's oil pressure right here. Okay, right beside the fuel. cylinder head temp, and oil pressure is this top gauge. Okay, oil temperature is this side gauge. All right, so that's kind of important to know. You know, you got to know the important stuff, right? You don't want to lose an engine for no reason. All right, so let's look at these click regions right quick. Ew. Click regions. So this is the region to adjust the this VOR gauge. Why am I struggling with calling things by the right name? Airspeed, altimeter, barometer. So I can set this where I want it. Now there is more of a formula for doing that. So the way I just did it is not correct. Gear lever, starter, headphones, fuel. Let's see. I think this is headphones. So the headphones has a really large click region. The fuses are modeled. Fantastic. Anytime I get an aircraft with model fuses, then I really give the developer a extra prop there. So no pun intended. But yeah, props to the developer, V-Flight Air, for modeling fuses. Let's see now, what is this guy down here doing? Look like that's nose trim. Like that's some sort of trim button. I thought there was a trim wheel here, which there is, and this gear lever. Now, what this gear lever does is turn on the lights. Let's see. It does something. I guess that's not helpful. But if I can think of it, then I will circle back and let you know what it does. All right. So yeah, let's look around. Dimming lights. So it's clickable. Okay, the vents. So I can adjust the airflow. Sometimes I wonder why developers model stuff like this as opposed to, let's see, what is this? I'm not even sure what this is, but it was in that position, as opposed to modeling something like, well, they did a pretty good job modeling just about everything here. Well, as opposed to modeling the clock, this guy here. You know, I don't see a click region here on the air temperature and the timer. So yeah, go figure. Anyway, so yeah, okay, cool. And well, you know what? These are clickable, but I don't see them having a click region. So maybe this is similar. Nope, it's not. My mouse is not changing at all, but it changes here. That's because I can pop this out. No, I actually can change it to something different. How about that? And I can change the barometer, from inches of mercury to Q and H by clicking there. And yeah, even though the click region is not highlighted, so sometimes just have to experiment with stuff. Anyway, let's get this flight started, guys. Let's get going here. All right, so the flight is direct, and it should take roughly about 13 minutes of aero time. All right, so let's get this door closed. And I know we got an outside door open, so we can actually close that one. Well, let's turn this clip regions off, and we can actually close the outside door with the menu here. And cargo door is the door that I'm referring to. Okay, so that's good. All right. And I think I've got all the ground stuff removed. I see the chucks in, so yeah, I want to remove the ground stuff. I actually could have looked here to to be able to tell at a glance. Anyway, yeah. All right, so let's get rid of this guy again. And I got your sister because it's not you, and I'm not going to get myself in trouble. All right, and let's get started here. Now, I said I was going to use the checklist, and when you're simming, it's so easy. It's much easier not to use the checklist, right? We know that there is no risk of death when you're simming. All right, normal procedure pre-flight control wheel restraints are released, gear handle is down. I am using the Bravo so I can look without actually using the mouse to point. Parking brake is set. Double check that parking brake. Avionics are off, and I don't know if they're actually off at the switch. Actually, they're not off. At least this guy's not off. Let's see. All right. So that turns it off. It's just on standby, and it should shut down momentarily in 30 seconds. Okay. All switches are off, and just check. See. Okay. The Piper only has this bank of switches here, so that makes it really easy. And mixture can go off, and let's see, battery magnetos are off. Battery master can go on. Primary flight controls. So I like to call this the box test. Just box them, and in real life, I'd be able to look out these windows to see the ailerons. Of course, I don't think I'd be able to see the rudder or the tail um, surfaces. Having a hard time finding words today. Anyway, some days are like that, right? Might be an age thing, and you know, when you guys get 44 years old, like I am, then you know what I mean. And also have some land and some prime real estate in the Florida Keys that I like to sell you. So hit me up if you want to buy it. All right. Flaps, and let's just cycle through this. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be using the Bravo to control the flaps. Interesting. Now, when I do a short press on the Bravo, my flaps come up all the way. So that's something to note. So yeah, that's something that I need to. I might reach out to V-Flight Aero. Maybe they can address that because that's not that on a short press you would think it'd only come up a notch. All right. Let's see what I got here. Trim. Let's go ahead and set that to neutral. And we're good there. And PDOT and static systems. Yeah, this is outside stuff here. Required papers. Handbook, tow bar, baggage door. Okay. And right wing. Okay, this is the walk around. Sump the fuel. So yeah, so let's just move on to our engine start. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna skip the rest of the pre-flight stuff and go straight to engine start. Okay, brakes are set. And get rid of this guy again. Circuit breakers are all in, and since they are modeled, then it does mean that I should actually take a look. Alternate arrow and is closed. Okay. And prop 4 avionics are off, and fuel selector is on the desired tank, left tank. Okay, engine start checklist. Caution, do not attempt flight if there is no indication of primary alternator output. Okay, makes sense. All right, you don't want to be up there and everything dies because your alternator's not charging your battery. That might cause you to have a bad day. All right, crack the throttle a ½ inch. And battery master and alternator can go on. Fuel pump can come on. And this one only has one position for fuel pump. The other Piper, the turbo, has two positions, high and low. Okay, throttle. Let's see, starter, engage, mixture for rich, and adjust the throttle. And I think I want about 1,000 RPMs. That's what I'm gonna go for. So let's make this happen. Clear prop. I just looked over there. It would have been terrible if I was not recording. All right. And a little bit slow on the mixture there. All right. I gotta adjust my sound. Missed that. Okay, so my oil pressure is up, and bring that down to about 1,000 RPM. Okay, and mixture 4, and bring that down just a touch to keep from fouling plugs. All right, let's get this checklist back up, and this is probably why I won't use the checklist throughout this flight, because unless I map it to a key where I can pull it up, then it's just a hassle getting it up and down. So I'm just going to use it primarily. Well, I can't promise you I'm going to use it throughout this whole video. All right. And fuel remaining. Okay. What was oil pressure check? All right, that's done. The throttle was adjusted. All right, and so there was a cold engine start, and um, the next is takeoff. Okay, so we'll do our run up next, and let's just look. All right, so the aircraft is actually pointed towards the runway. Okay, so perspective look kind of different than I'm used to. And to be honest with you, for me, I do like these reflections. I don't know how much they're bothering you, but I tend to look for as much realism as I can get in a sim aircraft. All right, so let's go ahead and get things turned on. Uh, so yeah, power, turn that on. Well, let's see. I think I got it off here. There we go. And so my alpha yoke had my avionics turned off, which is unrealistic for this airplane. It's the avionics is not tied to an avionics bus, it's tied to the master bus. So when the battery, so what that means is you generally want to turn off each individual device um, individually. All right, but looks like everything is on, so I'm happy. Okay, and let's get our ADOS. I got this handy dandy nearest ATC facilities within 100 nautical miles, and that's really cool because I can get stuff at a really quick. I'm at Hickory, and ADOS is 111.32. So I'll go here. Actually, I want to change it on COM 2.
Sorry, the Delta one more time, please.
And
Delta 1427,
see
ground,
it
runway
here,
111.32.
111.32.
Call you right back.
118.32. All right. Pop that in and turn on
runway 24, departing runway 24. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
India.
Hickory Regional information India. 2210 Zulu special. Wind 250 degrees at 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions few at 1,400. Scattered at 32,000. Temperature 32. Dew point 21. Altimeter 29997. Arriving runway 24. Departing runway 24. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
All right. So if I was actually talking with ATC, then that would be helpful. But I'm going to treat this as what am I trying to say? As a, well, generally when I make videos, I don't always assimilate tower. Okay, so the altimeter was 29907. And 1150 is what's showing for my field elevation. So I would like to pop into Sky Vector and verify that that is indeed my field elevation. So So flight
With
plan.
5829, continue via
Okay,
Juliet, cross to right,
Hickory.
monitor tower on 123.9.
And KAVL. All right, so I got 1190 as my field elevation. I'm within 50 feet, so I'm happy. Um, yeah, so yeah, I can live with that. All right.
Secured 5740, that was for you, and affirmative.
So what's next? 1190 is my field elevation, and by the time I get to runway 24, I might be at 1190. Okay, so runway 24, then that means that we're going to taxi away from 24 to get to take off on 24. So here 206. All right. And let's get our lights suggested. Should have did that before we started the aircraft. Rotating beacon can come on, and taxi lights. And we are ready to taxi. So I can go ahead and tune the radio to tower. Let's see, so ground is for Hickory is 0.7, and tower is going to be 128.15. So we got ground in and 128.15. 128.15. See, now I'm doing stuff and you can't see what I'm doing.
Airport to go 209 Alpha Heavy. Cross to right at Golf. Make a left turn on Yankee.
All right.
And hold short.
So we're ready. All right. And we'll be doing sunlight. Let's see. And I got, yeah, this is, yeah, they do have the placard. Remember, I don't know if you recall, I mentioned that I hope they had a placard with the tail number on the inside, and they do. So that helps. So a call would be something like Hickory ground Piper 1927 Hotel is at the main ramp, and we have India. We're ready to taxi. Taxi to and hold short. And they would tell me what to do, and I'll repeat it back. Taxi to and hold short, runway 24, Piper 1927 Hotel. And don't know that it's probably Alpha on the runway designations, but since I wasn't sure, yep, it's Alpha, which kind of figured it would be Alpha because usually when they only have one, it's always Alpha.
Yes, ma'am. Taxi on 22 right, the blade coming. You got cut out there.
All right, so brake check.
Good
deal.
7 heavy, ground, runway 31 left, taxi left Bravo, hold short of close out.
All right, looking for a yellow brick road. Don't see a yellow brick road. Okay, there is my yellow brick road. And I don't have keys set up to check left or right. Let's see, do I have traffic global running? It should be running. What happened? Oh, snap.
Country 3031, ground, runway 31 left.
Sorry guys, I don't know if you guys were able to pick up on any of that or not. Yeah, see, I am taxiing up, so by the time I get to 24, I might very well be at or around 1190. All right, taxi lights are on. Good there. get on the yellow brick road here
Pushing right now, but we can hold somewhere.
and pop outside just to see how well am I tracking the yellow brick road. Close.
5247, taxi left Juliet, cross to right, and then you can monitor the tower on 123.9. Good day.
About right here. Bring that power back. Oh man, look how they modeled the prop. I love that. See how they modeled that prop spin? You know, everybody doesn't do that. So, you know, some of these guys, when they model, they just show you an animation that, well, you get what I'm saying. Get what I'm saying. All right.
My apologies. 22 right at Hotel Delta 1131.
So, doing this taxi thing. Piper Arrow III.
Delta then F on speedbird 176 Alpha, then up to Alpha F on copy.
Speedbird 176 Alpha Heavy, monitor tower on 123.9. Have a good night.
Okay. So let me turn this way. So, okay. I want to do the run up without blowing any fog back over the runway, so I want to set the prop towards the field there. All right. And you know, that's a good way to do it, especially when there's the possibility that somebody might be behind you. All right. So let's pull this chat. You know, I listen to some of my videos, and when I'm listening to myself, wrong button. I can't do two things at one time today. Shucks, resume. When I listen to myself and I'm trying to say check list and it sounds like chat list, and when I'm talking it sounds like I'm saying chat list. In fact, when I'm play this back, then I might hear my chat list sounds like chat list. Okay, get that from here. And all right, so before takeoff, where's my run-up page? Before takeoff, battery master on.
Runway 31 left, taxi via Alpha, Golf, and Zulu. Cross runway 22 right, hold short of Juliet.
I'm looking to see if this have a mag check on it, and if, well, let's see. Okay, battery master is on. It's on. Flight instruments checked, and I kind of did that during my taxi. See what tank do I want to take off on. Fuel pressure. So left, right. I'm gonna take off on the right tank. So I'm gonna turn my fuel pump, which is on, and pop that over to the right. Fuel select the proper tank. Electric pump is on. Engine gauge is checked. All air is closed. Seat belt mixture is set. And propeller set for belts harness check. Empty seat belts, flaps set.
Make the runway 23 at Golf when you're back on.
So I'm gonna set one notch of flaps.
607 runway 23 taxi via Quebec cross
Pull
14
it all the way
left on Delta,
down.
short
Make
23
sure
on
I
board
got
when
one
you're
notch. And set.
JetBlue 1586.
Controls are free and clear.
120.5.
Box them again. Doors are latched. Air conditioner is off.
Tower 26, Tower 120.5. Okay.
Okay, I don't see a way to latch the door physically or virtually, but and I don't see a mag check, so I'm gonna do a mag check.
Go ahead.
Wait for you, Nash, to pass behind you. Look your right, look
I
left.
think if I recall, it was about 18 or 1900, and check the right mag. Got a drop. Looking at this guy here. Left mag. Right, and then cycle the prop. Looking good. Fin the oil on the windshield and cycle it again. Looking good. Vacuum. About 5.8. Looking good. All right. And bring that guy down. Right, so I'm happy. I don't know why this it's not including. Okay, here's it. Okay. So here is the mag check. It's on engine start and not, let's see, pre-flight engine start. So I was here and I thought I was just going down. I think I jumped over to here expecting this to be the run up, but the run up is actually here. It says ground check. Okay, so I did check parking brake, propeller, throttle. 2000, I did 1800. It's close enough. I did the mag check, check the vacuum or temp and pressure. The amp meter. Yes, meter. Don't see the amp just yet. Or pressure or temp. Look okay. Or cylinder temp. Okay. And, this is clickable. Just did not show in the click spot regions for whatever reason. All right, so yeah, okay, live and learn, right? And nothing's on my announcer. Annunciator panel prop. I did exercise that, and alternate air is okay. Fuel pump can go off. Right, so we didn't do that.
2484, we're at Charlie 20, Charlie,
and fuel pressure is good without the fuel pump.
They're 2484, ground standby.
So I'm happy. And then throttle. So let me throttle up and check the pressure again. Pressure, pressure. Okay, same behavior. So happy. All right. So yeah, the only thing that I kind of glossed over was the electrical stuff, because I don't see the amp meter, and that's on me. I know it's, well, I ain't gonna say I know, but I believe that it's in here somewhere. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, there's my latch. Okay, got that latched. Okay, good deal. And if you guys know where the amp meter is, let me know. Am I looking all at it? Maybe I am. All right. So,
The 3829 point round,
and let's
activity
switch
Alpha,
tower.
Alpha 6 kilo to you. Alpha 6 kilo to you.
Hickory Tower, Piper 1927 Hotel is holding at runway 24. We're ready to depart VFR to the west. Clear for takeoff, runway 24, straight out, Piper 1927 Hotel. Alright, so they clear up me for a straight out departure. And check, make sure nothing is coming. And I was going to check to see if I had traffic global running, which I think I do. Let's see, I'm looking for my insert key. There it is. And I don't see any labels.
And 144, runway 10 left, taxi Tango, Kilo, cross 21. Tango, Kilo, cross 22.
Oh, I know it's not running because I think I started the VATSIM version of this. So traffic global shouldn't even be in my list. Oh, it is. Huh. Settings. Yeah, maybe 147 active aircraft, so it is running. Just don't see any. And then oh, there is a label, American Airlines here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Line up here. Sync the head and book. Alright, so good question. How do you sync that head book?
641, foot ground, pushback approved, expect runway 10 left.
It's the back light. So I turned it up. Alright, so okay. Now I'm assuming that's going to go away in a minute. Or green is auto and blue is, yeah, so click on something else. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now I want to sync my head and bug. Here it is here. And okay. Learn, right? Okay, clicking that does not sync it. It's backlight again. So I'm not to sync it manually. Thought I could just push it in and do an auto sync. Alright, and I see the head and bug on both displays. So that's kind of cool. Alright. And I'm cleared for takeoff. Look at that. 1200 on the altitude. On how many? 1200 feet in the air, so 1190. Yeah, so cool. All right. Got flaps in. I need to put my runway lights on, and I should have turned my strobe lights on when I took the runway. All right. This is not the turbo version. So I'm gonna firewall the power. 60, rotate. Positive rate, tap the brake, gear up. Gears in transition. Gears chucked away. Pardon, straight out. And incidentally, this is a VFR flight. So I meant to set the GPS up, and I didn't do that, did I? Let's see, flight plan, direct, Kilo Alpha Victor Lima. Been a while since I played with this guy. Enter and activate. Alright, direct to Asheville. Alright, so CDI should be on GPS. There we go. And we do have autopilot here. And we want an even number, so we want 4, 6, or 8,000. 4,000 is too low. 6 won't make ATC happy, but since the flight's so short, I am going to do 6,000, so we'll climb up to 6,000. And go ahead and sync. Actually, let's go ahead and change this guy to 6,000. I don't know if you can pop this back in. Changing this guy to 6,000. 6,003. Every now and then, this will do that. And change it to go here, hit altitude. There we go. And I don't need to continue redlining. Pull that mixture back just a touch, but not the mixture. Pull back my power, get it out of the red, but I want climb power. And see how I turn the aircraft to the north, unbeknownst. So turn back to the west and sync up my heading bug. And what I want to do is see these guys come in line, so I have a straight line. So that means I need to fly to the north a little bit. So yeah, we fly there for 3,800 on my altitude for 6,000. And as with VFR flying, you pick something to fly toward. So I see some lakes out there. And I think this I'm so used to the turbo version, but I think I should be climbing up. I thought I should be climbing out a little bit faster than I am. So the Lord knows, what is my climb rate? 500 feet a minute. Fly towards those lakes. Gear is up. Let's get the flaps up. And that's why I'm not flying any faster than I was. Got that extra drag. Okay, yeah, that looks about right for my airspeed. Okay, happier. All right, let's look at the EGT, and I'm gonna bring that up a little. Match it with actually bring that power setting down to 25. This, if I look right, okay, if I look right here at my RPMs, then that's kind of where I want it, and that's giving me 90. I am nursing my trim wheel in this aircraft. You can't see me nurse it, but I am nursing it. You know, I had my GPS instructions, you know, well, I think it was on the right. Now it's way too far to the left, so I am gonna choose something to the left and fly here and try to keep my eye on that guy to line it up. Now I know I can hit the autopilot button and let the autopilot line it up, but what is the fun in that, right? So as the air get thinner, thinner. So I need to adjust that extra. Now I can see my EGT and my cylinder head temp in this gauge, which is pretty cool. And I was able to click this guy before and change it. Clicking it now, it's popping it out. I know I clicked something at one point and it changed. All right. So I was just about to line up. So I just need to turn on course now. Happy, right? Got a few hundred feet to go. Actually 120, 40, yeah, 160 feet to go. Something like that. Okay, so I know that I'm not managing the power settings correctly on this aircraft, and you guys know that too. So what I should have did was look to see what the manifold, what I should have on the manifold pressures. Let's try 20. It seemed like I'm trying to remember what I recall. And it's been a while. Okay, so did I say 100? I got 1,000 feet to go. getting there.
420 normal speed. We have 26000.
And distance to Asheville look like it's 46 nautical miles. But there are mountains nearby, and I want 6,000 to clear those mountains because some of these peaks are 5,000 and 6,000 feet high, and I'm flying MSL as opposed to AGL, mean sea level, as opposed to above ground level. Okay. So let's go ahead on and engage the autopilot and let it do the steering for us. So we will hit the now button and go ahead and make that turn back towards the south a little to help get us back on course. Hit that alt, and let's see, hopefully it will capture. Hitting the alt button just set the alt to the current, which is not what I want to do, so set that back to 6,000 and go ahead and hit the autopilot engaged. Do have a yaw damper. I was just about to say I don't have a yaw damper, and now I can do a vertical climb. And let's set vertical climb to goes up. Let's set vertical climb to 500 feet a minute, and there's a little tick right here in the window that I was looking at to get my vertical climb. My RPMs look a little bit high, so let's bring that RPM back to let's bring it back to about 24. And just about to capture. So my nose should be coming down now. And she is. All right. Just about straight and level. Let's take a look at the outside. Let's get these lights adjusted now. Landing light just go off. Okay. And yeah, so cool things. Look at the scenery, guys. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's not Microsoft Flight Sim. It's not as beautiful as that, but golly, I am happy with the way X-Plane is looking these days. You know what? I did say this is VFR, so I do need to add 500 feet before I get in the way of somebody. So let's get that 500 feet added. Fix the 500. So let's bring this down 100 feet. There we go. And let's go back to our vertical climb. And then let's go back up to 500 feet a minute. So it should take us 30 seconds to get that 500 feet. No, not 30 seconds. 500 feet a minute. And yeah, 30 seconds. All right. No, it should take us a minute. Okay, because 500 feet a minute. We're trying to get up to 500 feet. One of those days, right? Okay. So I could bring up my checklist and check things out. Manifold pressure is at 20, RPMs is at 23, and let's see, capturing 6,500, and let's just look at this. Get out of here. Uh-oh. It's not responding. There it is. So for a second there, my sim had done something that I don't want to do. All right, let's look at this guy here. So pressure altitude is at 65. Temperature outside is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And so this, yeah, I would need to go to a different table. This is just not complete enough. But I think what it would tell me to come on across for the best economy is where I would want my manifold pressure and my RPMs 55. Yeah, so yeah. But I am, like I said, I'm not using the tables. And even though the sun, where is the sun? What time is it? Let's look at the local time, because the sun should be, oh, there it is, right there. So the sun is actually in my eyes. So actually I should be using the visor. But for the sim purposes, the visor is so intrusive that I'm not going to use it. And maneuvering speed is 118 knots. I'm roughly somewhat below maneuvering speed. I still got 33 nautical miles to go. So I'm going to go 25 on the RPMs. And my speed is inching up. Yes, so right up in here where this cursor is should be my maneuvering speed, 118 knots. That don't necessarily mean that's the cruise speed, does it? And no cruise speeds are here. To maintain a constant speed, correct manifold pressure approximately 0.62 inches for each 1 degree, for each 10 degrees Fahrenheit variation. I can't read that very well. Okay, variation and air input. Yeah. So if I start to fly this like I used to fly it back in the day, then I would figure out what all that mean and try to fly the aircraft the way it should be flown. But right now, I just wanted to try and get re-familiar with it. All right, so I should change tanks roughly every 15 minutes or so. Right now, let's see, where are my tanks? Okay, my tanks are here. I'm on my right tank, so I'm creating this fuel imbalance. So let me change to my left tank. So we turn the fuel pump on, which it is already on because I never turned it off. And switch to the left tank. And now we'll turn the fuel pump off. All right. Now, one bug that X-Plane have that I'm sure they will eventually fix is whenever there's a cumulus cloud, then we get rain. So for all of you guys who don't know why you're always seeing rain in X-Plane, rain right now is tied to the cloud type, and cumulus, which actually means towering, for whatever reason, those clouds are the ones that tend to produce rain. And hopefully at some point X-Plane will figure out when to have the sim, well, laminar research will figure out when to have X-Plane generate rain versus when not. So right now I'm giving X-Plane a pass on that and not making it a real concern. All right, so at 6,000, I think this mixer should be adjusted. Okay, so looking at my EGT, this is peak. So where's peak? This is peak. So if I want leaner peak, then I pull it down. And right now, leaner peak. If I want richer peak, then I can go up. Now, I should get a little better fuel flow. I should get better fuel mileage with leaner peak than I would richer peak. All right, so, and I never changed this guy from whatever, let's see, Asheville ground tower is 121.1. So changing my radio to 125, 121.1. And I'll pop that in and set the backup for ground, which is 121.9. And ADAS for Asheville is 120.2. So let's change this to 0.2. 20. All right, and pop that in. Let's go ahead and listen to ADAS. 20, so I'm 20 miles from Asheville, and I'm at 6,000, which is, I know it's too high, so I'm gonna kill my autopilot and start a descent. Actually, I'm gonna leave my autopilot on. It should take me roughly about mid-field, and listen to my
10 miles.
ATIS.
Rain. Sky conditions scattered at 4,000. View at 39,000. Temperature 31. Dew point 21. Altimeter 3007. Arriving runway 17. Departing runway 17. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike.
7.
Asheville Regional information, Mike. 23-5 Zulu special. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Rain. Sky conditions scattered at 4,000. View at 39,000. Temperature 31. Dew point 21. Altimeter 3007. Arriving runway 17. Departing runway 17. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike.
Seven.
Contact center 132.85.
So we're going to arrive from the north and point the plane towards the south. All right. So autopilot's not or something. Okay. Alvis. One autopilot is on, and I'm trying to get down to 3,200, and I'm descending.
American 604-390. Good afternoon, this is Qantas 11 Heavy maintaining flight level 390.
I'm doing that very slowly. See, I got that big nose up altitude, and I'm in a stall. Try to get trimmed out here. Let's see. Boy, I tell you, it feels like I got flaps in. Okay, so I'm really working that trim. I think that must be the valley that the airport is in. Still got 15 nautical miles to go. So I think that might be the airport over in that direction. I'm actually kind of off course here. So back up to speed. Engage autopilot. Still got nav. Yes, my okay, flight director. And that's not working out very well, is it? Let's see, why is my nose going up? Oh man, this thing is back up to 6,500. How did that happen? All right. Altitude. So 3,200 somewhere there about. All right, now let's turn this back on. Let's get level. Let's just get level. Let's get level. Alright, so vertical speed and go down. And that's 700 feet a minute. So I should be descending at about 400 feet a minute, and I am. miles from the airport. I think that's the airport out there. And I want to come in from the north. So I'm going to take that heading bug. All VFR here. So where's my heading bug? Heading. Airport's there, I believe. Looking out the window to make sure that the mountains are not too high. I wonder if I got a terrain warning anywhere in here. Let's see. Get this guy. There's no terrain right there. Okay, I don't think I do have any terrain warnings, so yeah, and VFR, the thing to do is to keep the airplane. I am gonna have to steer my own self, so I'm gonna cancel my autopilot, and I want to go into this valley. And kinda come down with what I think makes sense. Alright. Airport's 9 miles. Like to put my eyeballs on it. Okay, I think that's the airport. It is. So yeah. So I get about right here where this field is at, where this barrel spot is at, then I turn towards the airport. Does that make sense? Now I need my airport elevation. Airport elevation at Asheville is 2,100 feet, so pattern is going to be 3,100 feet. So let's find our altitude selector, and yep, I got 3,100 feet, so I'm good. Happy. So I can go back to autopilot now. Adjust my head. There's my field that I want to use to turn towards the airport. Airport should be off that wing somewhere. Should be able to see it. Let's see what I got here. 8 nautical miles. Okay, this might be the airport up here. Put my eyeballs on it. Yeah, I believe it is the airport. believing and knowing are two different things, right? I am not seeing the airport. Let's see if we dip down and take a gander. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and turn towards the south here. Alright, so let's get this guy off. Y'all Denver can come off. And let's just turn towards the south. Now, I'm up to, I must have flew past the airport because now I'm 9.5 miles from it. So, let's see, altitude is 3,100 feet. This is where in real life I could call and access some vectors, but I think that might be the airport right here. I think it might be the airport. Let's assume that it is. Climbing back up a little bit because I want to be able to see over these peaks. Yeah, I see the rabbits. All right, so definitely know that's the airport this time. Okay, so let's get back down to pattern here. Let's get trimmed out. And I thought I set my tower 121. Thought I set that up 21. Behind the airplane. Asheville Tower, Piper 1927 Hotel is 6 miles to the north, inbound 4 stop. Make straight in runway 17 Piper 1927 Hotel. Okay, so I see the runway and way too high. Well, not at pattern. So I've been clear for takeoff. Clear for landing. Did they clear me for landing? Oh no, they told me to make straight in. Okay, they just cleared me for landing. Repeat that back. Piper 1927 Hotel, clear for landing, runway 17.
1943, contact power 118.5.
Alright, so let's do a glance test. Gas. Gas. Okay. Lights. Undercarriage. Mixture. Prop. 1 notch of flaps. I can't use the, let me turn the stick on. I can't use the button on the rudder. Alright, I'm on the slope. Got about 400 feet per minute descent. Looking good. Take some pressure off with the trim. Trim here. Take a lot of trimming. They've trimmed this guy out in this airplane. 75 knots. And I think the Piper, you actually fly to the runway. So
47, set to maintain 3000, turn left heading 360. First Piedmont 6180, level 6000, Piedmont 6180, approach rudder.
okay, over my piano keys. I don't need any more flaps, but I'm gonna give it another notch. Pull the power back. Eyes to the end and flare. And we are down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I saw somebody else do that in their video. And I actually chuckled at him. I said to myself, I could do better. You think I did that time? I think not. Why am I the rudders are so sensitive? You can see that what I'm doing with the rudders. Alright. Shoot, could have got off right here, right? Get out. I am gonna get off right here. I guess I really could have went down another. See, where's the FBO at this place? Yep, FBO is way up here. I do remember that for Asheville. In fact, what does that sign say? FBO. It's this building up here.
Clear 9 left, turn on Mike. 163, Mike, Lima 10 to the ramp.
All right.
729, text Mike with a 3 ramp 1.
Other than the let's see, how do I get to this FBO here? Let's clear this way. All right, clear. Let's go ahead and cross here. Now, my rudders could use some, not rudder, rudder pedals, steering could use some adjusting because I don't normally ground loop a tricycle gear airplane, and you saw that ground loop on that one. Right, so let's go in here. Now, I'm not one of those people who can, I lost that train of thought, guys, sorry about that. So I was gonna say I'm not one of them people who can do something, but I don't remember what it was. All right, so let's turn this fuel pump off. Landing lights go off. The landing light does double for the taxi light. And well, this one does have a taxi light. I think the other Piper, the landing light double, that's the taxi light. All right, and let's do slim. So let's get all these switches off. Leave the beacon on. Kill the power, turn the fuel off. You know what? This whole flight I didn't put the headphones on. So, oh, come on. So, putting the headphones on does dampen the engine noise. And apologies for not being able to show you the effect of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the alternator and the battery off. And this should go off in less than a minute. All right, so let's cool the max off. And the key I cannot take off. But yeah, so guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Before I go, let me look at the at this landing. It probably won't look right because I've already turned the aircraft off, and sometimes going back will crash the sim. So if it does, then I'm gonna say, well, if it does, I can still say goodbye, but hopefully I can do a replay without it crashing. And I think it did crash because you see everything stopped. Yep. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed that flight, and until next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.